remove all the coins, pile them in, all the men out. Now, how many of us know how to arrange the men correctly? Okay, very good. First of all, how to identify the chessboard and its name, square names. Tell me.
Because the notations are written.
Okay, notation. What it means? We have alphabets and numbers. Okay. Now, why are they there?
To
Why?
know the squares.
Squares. Okay. Each square has got a name. Okay. Now you tell me. Just take a pawn, white pawn, and place it in any square you want. We are trying to learn the names. So, what is the square name?
Sir, D5.
Okay. It is in D5 and fifth rank. So it is D5. You can tell me what is this square name?
F6.
F6. Very nice. How old are you? How old are you?
7.
7. 7 years. Okay. Very good. So if I keep here,
F2.
we'll see who is answering fast.
C3.
C3. Okay.
B7.
B7.
F5.
Huh? F5.
H1.
H1.
F8.
Above here. Okay. This is
D6.
D6. Okay.
C7.
C7. Okay.
B5.
I think now you're all thorough with the square names. Is it difficult? Because generally in Nilgiris what they do is they don't write notations. When you play chess, what you have to do is you make the move. After making the move, there is something called chess clock. Technical chess clock. So this is important for all the players to play my tournament. Whenever I conduct a tournament, everybody has to make the move, press the clock if there is a clock, but writing notation is must. I'm going to teach you that. So the clock is like this. Where will the clock be?
Black's right hand side.
Black's right hand side. Very good. Good answer. What's your age?
9.
9 years. Okay. So always the board is like this. White here, black there. It's covering. White here, black here. So black's right hand side will be the clock. If there is no space here, what they will do? There is no space. What? They pull the board. Very smart man. Very smart. They pull the board and keep the clock. Okay. So always. So if they keep the whites, so arbiter is coming. Who will keep the clock? Arbiter will keep, or the player themselves will keep. Yes, youngster. Tell me. What is it about?
But arbiters keep the clock in endgame times.
No, generally that is a good point. Generally, all the players, chess players, will have a clock. You have a clock? Okay. Generally, we'll all have a clock. I have this clock. So when I go for tournaments, I take my chessboard, my coins, my chessmen. We don't call coins, it is chessmen, and the clock. Okay. So when I go, I will take the clock. If they provide a clock, it's fine. Otherwise, I keep my clock. Why I'm keeping my clock? Why am I keeping my clock?
Because if they don't provide, we have.
Okay, but even if they don't provide, I'm going to keep my clock. Why I'm keeping the clock? Anybody?
Because we have to remove the piece, we have to press the clock.
Okay, now I think I'm a good player. I know I can play some decent chess. But my opponent, what he will do is he will sit and sleep. I will make a move. He will take 5 minutes to make one move. Now there is no clock. There is no clock. Okay, forget the clock. So my opponent, he will take his own time and wait. I took only 1 second to make this move. He took 5 minutes. So total game is half an hour each. 30 minutes each. After 30 minutes each, the game will get over. Somebody's clock will go 0. And the time also really running. Real time is running. So at the end of 1 hour, he will play fast. But I might play slowly. So when I play this move and press my clock from the beginning, I am saving time here. So now because there is a clock, he will not waste his time. Understood? So he will play in reason. Otherwise, what will happen? Otherwise, his time will be going down. So when it goes to 0, clock falls, what happens?
He lost the game.
He lost the game. So that is why clock is must. And notations why we have to write.
Because if when we go out, if the player makes some changes, if we check the notation, we can get back to the same position.
Very nice, very nice. Now there's one more thing. My opponent is, what's your name?
Ishwaran.
Ishwar. Ishwar. Okay. Ishwar is my opponent. He's a good player. So we are playing, he is black and white. So 30, 40 moves, like we are in the middle game or the end game. Now I know he is winning the game. Okay. So when he is winning, what I will do, I'll just push the boardlets. What will happen? Because he is winning, I'm pushing the boardlets. So now there is no score sheet, nobody is watching. Can he tell that he is winning the game? No. There's no proof. So that is, yes.
If you do like this, all the pieces will fall and
Fall. There is no result. Because there's
we cannot get to the same
correct.
position.
That's right. That is why we have to write the rotations. So today we are going to do three things. Who plays cricket here? Who knows to play cricket?
My father,
Who watches cricket? Anybody watches cricket here?
father watches, sir.
Okay. You know what? Who is a batsman in cricket? Batting.
Sachin Tendulkar.
Sachin Tendulkar is batting. Can he tell I will not run, I will only bat? He has to run, no? He has to run or he will stand in the same place.
He has to run.
He has to run between the wickets. This wicket to that wicket he has to run. That's if it's single, two, or they'll be counting. Can he just stand? I will stand here only. I'll hit the ball. I'll stand here. Can you tell? So similarly, in chess you have to make the move, press the clock, write the notations. The notations I will teach you how to write the notations. The notation will come in a score. They'll give you score sheet. Otherwise, you can write in a paper like this and submit it to us. Okay. So far clear? Okay. Now when they give you a clock, these clocks are all costly clocks. It's 4,000, 5,000 rupees. So generally, what the people will do? You tell me.
Sir,
Ah.
they will slam the clock.
They will break it like this. It is my clock. 5,000 rupees lost for me. So you don't. This is only feather touch. Touch with your finger. Touch. All you need is this. Your pinky is enough. You do
Sir, or we do like this also.
anything. I'm telling that this force is enough. So don't go banging like this. It will break. Many people do that. When they play, no, fast they'll break.
Even Magnus does like.
Magnus also does that.
Sir,
We don't want to talk about Magnus now.
Sir, if they are running out of time, they'll play it fastly and bang the clock
Bang.
like
Don't
this.
have to bang. Whatever you do fast here, you can just touch it.
Sir, we do fast. we
If
do
why
this.
I'm telling that is discipline. Otherwise, this clock break, you have to buy new clocks. So don't do that. I mean, this is all the points that I'm telling for a decent chess player. You want to play disciplinedly, decently, you have to follow the make the move, press the clock, write the notation. So far clear? Okay, writing notation. Who's going to tell me about writing notation? Okay, tell me what you know. Loud. I want here to mic to get it. Yeah, what you want to tell about
So
writing?
first we have to write who is white and who is black. Secondly, we have to write their names. And third, we should start the game and we should start writing the notations.
Correct, is he correct? Okay, well done. First, what we are going to do is, generally the score sheet will be, we will have, wait, when I have, wait. Now, we have two players. How many players we have?
Two.
Just two players only play. So, we will have white, black. And we will have serial number here. In the score sheet, we will have serial numbers. It will go up to 20, 40, that's not a problem. Now, first player is always white. Second player is always black. And here we don't have to write white or black. Here the player's name. For example, Magnus. Magnus Carlsen means white. He is white. Who is the other player you know? Chess player? Vishwanathan. Okay, Vishi Anand. Okay, that means Magnus is white, Magnus Carlsen is white, Vishwanathan is black. Simple. So the serial number is that you have to write Magnus is playing his first move. So what he will do is he will write his move. Okay, I will show you what Magnus has to do. Show me the one, give me a pawn. Okay, Magnus is playing. So Magnus plays his first move. After that, what he will do?
Press the clock.
He has to press the clock. Okay, work is over. Then, what is that move's name?
E4.
So he will write E4. Okay, now he will relax. He doesn't have to focus on this. That's all, you can leave this. You can sleep, this can sleep or something. So then what is Vishy Anand playing? And what Vishy Anand will do? He will press the clock. What Vishy Anand will do? He will write the notations there. Now what Magnus has to do is, what is Vishy Anand's move?
E5.
E5. Magnus has to write his move also. We should not write only our move. Both the moves you have to write. Fine. Any doubts so far? Again, this is how the whole game will continue. But what my advice is, do not focus on this. Writing takes only 1 second. E4. Keep the pen, notebook. Forget this. Only when the move is made, you focus on the game. Because people, when they beginners, what they think is, oh, I have to play the move, make the move, press the clock, write the notation. Very simple, very easy. This practice, how will it come?
We're playing games.
Every day you should do this. If you brothers or if you are playing with anybody, you should always write and write. Keep the habit of writing. Don't play this 5 minutes blitz game. It will spoil your life. Anybody who is playing 5 minutes blitz game, that means they are not going to improve in life, in chess. So always play the classical games or 30 minutes game, rapid. 30 minutes we will have enough time to write. In 5 minutes game, do we have time to write? We will not have time to write. So don't focus on those games. Always play 30 minutes game. Always try to keep a clock. Whenever you play, you can write the notation. You have to write the notation. Why you have to write the notation is, after the game, you can analyze. If you have made a mistake somewhere, you can again go through the game. Move number 25, you made a mistake. So next tournament or next game when you play, you don't make that mistake. So you should understand where you made the mistake. You should find your mistake and develop from that. So far, any questions you can ask me. Now we know the square names. We know you all know how the pieces move. I'll do a separate lesson for that again later. Now the board is set. Make the move, press the clock, write the notation. 3 steps. Opponent makes the move. What we have to do? We have to immediately write it. Not after we make one more. So we will see this in the game now. Now there is a game between you both, and we will continue with writing notation. This game is, how many minutes do you want? Because this is, you have to write. 30 minutes each or 15 minutes each? 30 minutes each. Fine. Okay, we'll start a game. If any issue there, we will go there and stick. Okay? Fine. Okay, reset the game. Now we have, on my left, we have white here. This is black. Clock goes there. 15 minutes, somebody can say. Who is good at, somebody can arrange the board. Okay. You give it to her. You not set that. You not set that. Okay. Somebody can arrange it fast. It's not this. Arrange the menu. Yeah. 30 minutes each. No. This score sheet should be seen. Get me on this one. If there is any confusion, I will stop you and I will be giving tips. How long it's taking to set the clock? Sure.
Sir, I want to put 30 seconds.
You don't do this. There is another simple way of doing it. Here it is. Wait. I want this to be covered here. Now you can see there are something written here. Does it show 25 minutes anywhere? 25 minutes? That is number 2. So you go to number 2. Click. Simple. It's all automatically set. Fine. We will keep the clock here. Okay, you be ready with your name. What's your name? Who is white? Put V white. White's name V. White V. You can write your name. Black's name? Okay. Fine. Now, what you should do is, you have to only focus on the game. This is the advice I'm giving. Tips I'll be giving. In between, I'll tell you some tips. So now, what you have to do is, You play your game. Look at me when I talk. You play your game, press the clock, make the write the rotation. Continue the whole game. If there is anything in between, you can pause the clock. If I want to tell any tips I want to tell, I'll pause the clock. Then you can continue. Okay.
Sir, illegal means who must attract, sir?
Hmm?
Illegal.
If somebody makes illegal, for example, you made illegal. So what she can do is, she can immediately pause the clock. This is the pause button. Pause the clock, and raise or arbiter. Arbiter will be there next to you somewhere. So you can call arbiter. You don't have to shout. And there's one more rule: nobody has to talk to each other. Players, they'll simply keep talking. In the chess hall, it should be silence. Silence meeting. All right. And there is one time you can talk. When can we talk? Loud. I want to.
While asking draw.
Okay. There is one time you can talk. If you want to go for a draw, you can request. When they can request?
During their.
Okay. Now it's your move. Then you can ask draw. You don't have to force them. Must draw. Opponent tell yes or no. Yes means you can agree for a draw. You have to sign the score sheet. Okay. Any doubts so far? No. We're going to start again. Okay. All the best, both of you. All the best. All the best. Okay. Let's start now. And make sure your king and queen is arranged correctly, and this white diagram is square. You know that? Should be on your right hand side. Generally, people make mistakes, so don't do it. All the best. Start. You have to press the clock. Just I'll be giving tips in the middle, so you focus on your game. Wait. Pause. Pause. First, what you should do? She made the move. She wrote it. She pressed the clock. She wrote it. Your work is to next immediately write the move. You have to write White's move. Don't think about it. First, you should write the move. Have you written it? Have you written it? Loud. I want some.
No, sir.
No. Why didn't you write it? If you don't write it, if you want to write later, it will become too much for the head. So you don't know what to do. You'll be confused. So immediately write it. She wrote it here. Okay. She wrote, but it's okay. First move it's okay. But if you do this many times, you will miss some moves. Then it will become all mistakes. You will write white smooth the side, black smooth the side, mix up. So you wrote the move now?
Yes,
What's the move's name?
E4.
E4. Now you are playing, wait, you are playing E5. Okay. Now have you written the E5? This is what I am giving tips. So you should watch the full video again. Go home and watch. Make sure you are understanding this, and only then you can play properly in the tournament. Okay, E5. Have you written this move? Your move? Yes? Sure? Okay, good. Now you can forget your pencil, pen, notebook, everything, you forget it. Focus on the game. Start. Knight F3. Knight C6 played by black. Bishop to C4. White is bringing the piece out. Bishop to C5 by black. D3. Black is bringing his knight to F6. White brings the knight. Development move. Knight to C3. H6 by black. White castles, that is O'. That's the way you write. This is called kingside castling. Black also castles on king side. that is O dash O. H3. White plays H3. Comment. Now, as you can see, the youngsters, what they're doing is they are learning to write notations. They'll be hearing, okay? They're writing notations. Generally, they don't write. They only play the game. Now they are playing the game, using the clock. That's how is quickly developed. Using the clock and also writing notations. Black played pawn to d6. The way you write pawn to d6 is just small d and 6. That is understood. It's a pawn's move. And white brings the dark square bishop out. And it is bishop to e3. That is capital B, small e3. Black plays knight to h5. Black played knight to h5. White is retreating the knight to h2. That is n, capital N, h2. H is small h, and the 2 is as usual the 2. Queen comes out to f6. Black plays queen, capital Q, U, E, E, N. Queen to f6. And now the knight which was hanging on g5, the black knight which was hanging on g5 without any support, was grabbed by white. So the notation how we write is queen into h5, capital Q into h5. Black is down with the knight. There was a blunder, losing the knight. Still, as you can see the position, the black is still in the opening. But as far as my way of putting it is, white is already completed opening because the rooks are connected. If you can see the white rooks, both the rooks are connected, and the black's bishop has yet to come out. So how I differentiate opening is, as soon as you as soon as you finish bringing out your minor pieces and the queen out and connect the rooks, I would say we have completed the opening and entered the middle game. Now the middle game is started. White as black brought its bishop to e6. White plays knight h4. So knight g4. Excuse me, knight g4. As you can see, these youngsters are getting trained to write the notations, using the clock, focusing on the game, not looking anywhere else. The queen was attacked with the move knight g4, and the queen gets back to e7. కొంచెం కాఫీ మాకు మీడియం షుగర్ యూ లైక్ కాఫీ యూ వాంట్ కాఫీ మీడియం షుగర్ థ్యాంక్ యూ ఓకే క్యారీ ఆన్ That's coffee coming for us. Knight came to d5. White knight came to d5, and the knight was taken by black. The move is bishop into d5, bishop into d5. So as you can see, the knights are two knights are gone. There is one bishop that is up by white. So white knights are in exchange now. Now, if you are a beginner, if you can see, the game is 13 moves as of now, and still they have 20 minutes each, 22 and 19. So they have a lot of time to. 30 minutes time is a reasonable time to practice, play properly, and practice. Black plays g6. That means the pawn moves to g6 and attacks the queen. But now is the beautiful move. Queen into g6. If you can see, there is a queen into g6. And white loses its queen. Do you think so? This is for my viewers. White is losing its queen. I am speaking to my viewers. You play focus on the game. Now white has played a stunning move of queen into g6. The queen is going now, is what people think. But it isn't going. Because we have the bishop on d5, pinning the pawn, which can take the queen. So it is a check. The queen is not going anywhere. Now the king had only one square, one legal square to move, and the square is h8. White plays knight to f6. You should see what the idea is behind it. You focus on the game. Focus. Knight to f6. So in this game, as you can see, white is a lot better. The king's pawn, that means the pawn on king's side, is damaged for black. The king is getting exposed. Now, white made a blunder, and black is taking advantage of the blunder. F into h6, the queen that was hanging was taken by black. The move is f into g6. So once, if you're not concentrating in the game, you might lose pieces. It might be a winning game, but when you make a small mistake or a small miscalculation, you might end up in drawing or losing the game. Knight retreats back to g4. Knight g4. Now the game is turning the other way around. Black somehow managed to get white's queen, which is the most valuable piece on the chessboard. when you play a game, watch the game in my channel, and this is totally for the beginners to train themselves in an international standard level, because in Nilgiris not many people write notations, they do not use clocks. So my advice, my request is always play with a board and use a clock and write notations, no matter what, if you're playing for fun with your family, but you stick to the habit. This is the first international standard training that I'm giving, and it's absolutely free because you can watch on YouTube. All you need is internet connection and a smartphone. Queen to H4 by Black. Black is having some different plans of bringing the queen now. Right, right. Thanks to my camera person for the support. She's been doing a great job. Thank you, cameraman, camera woman. Bishop takes the pawn on h6. White is trying to grab some material, some pawns. The player who is playing black is a 9-year-old, a youngster from Nilgiris. And he's got 15 minutes on clock. He's planning, make proper plans when you play chess. Rook goes to d8. Now here is something that you can learn. This rook, how did you write the notation? Just pause the clock, please. What was your notation?
Rook D8.
Rook?
D8.
Okay. Now here is the something that you have to learn. Now this rook, where was rook? Rook was on f6. Now as you can see, both the rooks can come to, you moved it here, right? So this rook also can come here, this rook also can come here. So you have to mention which rook. Otherwise, if you want to go through your game, you don't know which rook you moved. Now you will remember. Later on, can you remember which rook you moved? You might forget. So you have to write, if this rook is moving, where is this rook?
F8.
Rook, no. Where is this rook?
F8.
F8. Which rook you are moving?
Rook
Your,
F D8.
so you write rook F, D8. If you are moving this rook, look here. If you are moving this rook, you can write, sorry, I'm live, right? If you are moving this rook, you have to write
Rook A D8.
rook A D8. Okay, so this is something. As you do mistakes, I will keep giving you tips. Okay, now you move rook F D8. So it has to be written rook F D8. Okay, carry on. Release the pause. Thank you. Thanks. Good. Oh, thanks. Rook F D8. King to H2 by white. Chess is a game where you don't have to rush and hurry. You can take time. This is a game you need to play with patience. So never hurry. Take your time. Think think many times before you play, before you make your move. Black plays knight to b4. If you are watching this video from home, you can keep this position, or you can start the moves from the starting position, play, and also you can develop by you yourself analyzing the position, what moves you could have played by white, and what were the good moves by black. You can also send the comments in the comment section. You can comment saying black's move or white's move was good or bad and why. You can do that. White plays c3. Black plays c6. White plays c into b4. Now you can see the youngsters writing the notations, focusing on the clock, focusing on the game. So you need to do three things at a time. Make the move, press the clock, write the notation, and watch the video till the end. Only then you'll learn. Black plays bishop into b4. And now the player is allowed to drink water. This is actually allowed during the game. They can go drink water, they can go to restroom, and but what I suggest during my tournament, use the restroom before you start the game, because it's only 1 hour game, 30 minutes each, and keep your water bottle next to you handy. Don't keep leaving the hall or your chair or your seat. Keep your water with you, because this might be distracting the neighbor who is playing next to you, the player who is playing next to you. So always try to be seated. It's only 1 hour game. Use the restroom, then you'll get a break for half an hour. And yeah, that's about it. So don't keep going out drinking water, which is not illegal, but still. Bishop to b3 by white. See, after this game, we'll be analyzing why. We'll come back after the game. We'll go off offline and again get back to you, and we will be discussing why, what was the mistakes. So don't go away. And black played bishop to d7, not seeing the bishop on h6 that white had, and lost his bishop. Maybe it was a plan, we don't know. But as of now, white is taken black's bishop. Yes,
Sir, and what lines, sir? So it's getting dark now.
we'll plan. Okay. Now, as you can see, the time is 16 minutes left for white, 10 minutes left for black. So you should know, players should know, players should know when you play a game, you should also focus on time. Black plays d5. White captures the pawn. They are going for an exchange actually, but there are two ways of exchanging. So white plays e into d5. Black captures with the pawn, that is c into d5. White captures with a knight the pawn on e5. As you always play, as you play, you should always focus on time. Time is very important. My advice is think when you really have to think. Mainly, I tell people, tell my students to think more during the middle game. Black played a blunder move. Black brought the rook to c8. That is rook a to c8. So when you write notations, you should write rook a c8. But he did not see the fork of knight into g6. How many of you spotted this before? Comment. This is for total beginners. All the beginners can comment. This is a fork. Fork just simply means attacking two or more pieces at the same time. So the knight comes from e4, e5, and captures the pawn on g6, and forks the queen and the king. It's a major fork. So now the queen is going to go out of the board in a minute. King h7. White takes the queen with the knight. Knight into h4. So there's another tip I'm giving here. Whenever there is a knight check, so if you are getting a check with a knight, the king has to move. So this is a tip that you should understand. There is a knight check. Now king 100% has to move from its square. Let's see the other checks later. The position looks very good for white. The rook has been touched. Now Another tip here I'm giving. Rook has gone to c7 square. Once you touch the rook or any of the piece or the pawns, it has to move. It has to be moved. Okay. Now, what was white's move?
Okay.
Rook.
F
Okay. Now white has made the move. Rook f to e8. As you can see, both the rooks can come to e8. Sorry, e1. Both the rooks can come to e1. So the rook on f has gone to e1. I'll be giving tips as you play. We should also keep an eye on the clock. Not to forget the clock. There's a clock hanging there. Now, the time here is 16 minutes. White has. This is a 30 minutes game. This is what will happen in my tournament. It's a 30 minutes or 25 minutes game. So it's 25 plus 25 is 50 minutes or 1 hour game. It will be during my tournament. And you should try not to lose in time. Black's move, rook to g8. Bishop into d5, capital B, that is bishop into small d5. That means it's a capture. There can be time pressure coming up slowly for black because there is 6 minutes left now. White has got solid 15 minutes. So always focus on time. Now black has touched the rook, so the rook has to move. Now he's still got his finger on the rook, so if he takes the finger from whichever square he is placed, the move will be considered. He brought his rook to h8. He's not taken his hand, right? So he's not taken his finger from the piece that he's touched. So now he's got time to change it to whichever square he needs to. And players are requested to use only one hand. So you can use one hand. If you want to scratch your head, you can scratch with the other hand. So rook goes to, the move is still not completed. Yes, now it's completed. The rook goes to f8. Black plays rook e2. Once again, I'm telling this is for total beginners. So even advanced players can watch the video and learn a lot of things, a lot of chess tactics which might arise during the game. Do not skip videos. I suggest you do not skip the videos. If you come across a position where they are taking time, that means you also need to think there. So that's a thinking time that you take generally during middle game. So rook to c8. This is called doubling the rooks. So now you can see both the rooks are doubled on a same file. That means one rook behind the other. Rook to white plays rook to e6. Now white is still having a lot of time. 15 minutes. Black has 3 and a half minutes. But both are trying their best to take the game to a favorable position, to their favorable position. You should also keep in mind, if your clock falls, that means if your clock is, if you're lost in time, like it is 0, you lose the game. Rook, black played rook to c2. White replies with bishop. Which one? Rook e7 check. White plays rook e7 check. And those who do not know how to write rook e7 check, capital R e7, you focus on the game. e7 plus. Plus means check. King. Now here is what. Pause the clock. Okay, now as you can see, there was a check by white rook here. The king moves to h6. This is a mistake because there is a bishop attacking this square and there is a check. There is a check. So what the player, the white player will do is, what you have to do?
Call arbiter.
Loud.
Should call arbiter.
First you can pause the clock because your time will be going. He is press the clock. So you pause the clock only if it's a illegal. So now this is illegal. So you pause the clock, you raise your hand, arbiter. Call, they'll come. Or maybe you can just stand up and call the arbiter, they'll come. Then now I am the arbiter. So now you are going to explain what happened. You call the arbiter.
Check here.
Okay, now this is how it happens during the tournament. This is all international rules, not local games. So now there is a check.
So this was the
Okay, this was yes. Yeah, so you have to come to the question. Yeah. Now this was a check. What happened?
Kept here. And
Okay,
here's
okay, there is a bishop. Okay.
Illegal.
So that is illegal. So arbiter writes in the note in the score sheet. Black is made. What is the move number?
31.
Move number 31. Illegal move by black. The arbiter will sign on that square and make a move. Now the point is, you have to get back. You got one illegal. Next illegal you make. What happens? Game lost. Opponent wins. So black has to change one second. I'm telling the people who are watching. So black has to change the move and come a little back. This light is yeah. So black has to play the king because it is a check here. So we have a check. You moved here. Now arbiter tell okay illegal. Then you get the king back to the same square. Now it's a now you can release the pause and you can continue. Okay. Now, black plays king h8 and white goes with the checkmate. There is a check. Knight g6 is a check and the king is checkmated. They shake hands, that is friendship. This is discipline in chess. After the game, you shake hands. Before the game, you shake hands. That is simple discipline that you should understand. Now this is a checkmate. So how do we write checkmate? Okay. Now knight g6, capital N g6. That is the square name, which is giving a check, and it's a mate. So we write hash symbol. Can you show me that how to write for youngsters? There is no light for that. Okay, you can show me how it's written. Now this is how the score sheet is written. Can you see that? Okay. This is checkmate. Now after the game is over, what you have to do? You have to tell game arbiter, game over, or result. The arbiter will come. So you have to write the result. Now who won the game? White wins the game. We are not worried about the name. We don't want your names. So white wins. So the result is 1-0. So write and show me. 1-0. Now both the score sheets are written. You are playing for the first time writing notations, is it? How do you feel? Is it
No,
difficult?
sir. No, sir.
Is it difficult?
No, sir.
Easy. Okay, now you can see the score sheets from both the players. You can talk just a minute, please. I'm telling people, beginners also. You can see both the score sheets. And now the arbiters come. You have told checkmate, and you check, okay. You will not look at the result. Arbiters will not look at the result. You will only tell if you both agree checkmate, you will immediately sign the, you will not see the position. So don't think arbiter will come and keep checking the position. He will not do for all the votes. He will tell checkmate, okay. Now the arbiter will sign. Before the arbiter signs, you have to sign in your score sheet. 1-0, you have to sign. You sign there, you sign here. An arbiter will take both your score sheets, and the arbiter will have his own score sheet. There also you both have to sign. The arbiter will sign here. Here he will sign. Here he will sign. In the arbiter's score sheet, you both have to sign. Only then you should leave the hall, tournament hall. If the loser and the winner don't sign, that game may not be considered. So if you win the game, can you maintain silence, please? Thank you. When you win the game, you should make sure your opponent is sitting there and doesn't run out of the hall. So you call the arbiter. First, the loser will sign. I want you to listen here. Okay. First, the loser will sign the score sheet. Then you can go. Because if you don't sign, what will happen is he might tell, the opponent might tell, I didn't win, I didn't lose the game, some mistake. But when you sign it, there is a proof. And all my rooms will have cameras. All my tournament halls will have cameras. So you cannot cheat. It's 360-degree cameras. Okay. So now this is signed. This is signed. Arbiters got the proof. You can leave the hall without making noise. Because others also play. Any doubt so far? Writing notation was easy or difficult? You're writing for the first time and it is not so difficult. You're also focusing on the clock. Wait. You're also focusing on the clock, playing the move, pressing the clock and writing notation. Yes, now you can ask me about loud.
Sir, we already wrote that.
Okay, that is okay. If you already don't know problem. But today is what I taught. If you wrote already, it's not my problem. Okay. Anything else? Now what we'll do is we will come back again after 5-10 minutes. Okay? Then we'll learn some more things. We'll see what we learn. Now how did you pause the clock? Show me the clock. Bring the clock here. So at the end of the game, this was the position. And you can see the time. This is black's time, this is white's time. Okay, stay tuned. We'll be back in some time or tomorrow. Go back.